Hello everybody, welcome back to Ben Trading Cards and welcome to Ben Talks. And today let's talk about GameQbator Labs and MetaZoo because they had partnered together and they're going to run MetaZoo TCG and they're gonna make a new set on the first quarter of 2025. But before that, guys, before we talk about things like the base set and what will be the effect in the market of this new base set, let's talk about the background, right? So last year, there are two companies, GameQbator Labs and MetaZoo. They were established, and GameQbator Labs has founders. So these are Emily Aarons and Richard Aarons. So these two guys are, I can say, veterans or experienced in TCG industry. The whole TCG industry is huge, guys. They're the top rank on the management of WotC and Pokemon Company. So, like Richard Aarons is the vice president of Wizards of the Coast, and then he was also working with Pokemon Company. And then Emily also is the senior vice president. So Richard was the vice president and Emily is the senior vice president of Pokemon International. So Pokemon Company International. So that is really huge for this MetaZoo. And there was this one guy also. It's the name is Charlie Herlocker. So Charlie Herlocker is the one who is the managing member of MetaZoo. So this Charlie Herlocker was the one who signed the document buying the MetaZoo, and because MetaZoo had been filing a bankruptcy, so they went to court and to approve the sale of MetaZoo. So now it was sold to MetaZoo. So it's a company, MetaZoo Enterprise, and the managing member is Charlie, right? And Charlie is also working with GameQbator Labs. And that's what I had explained in the previous videos, that they might be linked together. They might have something, a network. So it turns out that I was right. And Charlie Herlocker now with GameQbator, so MetaZoo and GameQbator had partnered together, and they are going to run MetaZoo TCG. But it's not like they are going to use the previous, like the first edition, Cryptid Nation, Nightfall, Chance, and what else? Native. So it's not that. I'm not sure if they're gonna use those cards, but they said they're gonna make a new set. It's a base set. Okay, so people are saying that OMG, we're gonna have our old sets set aside, so they're useless. Okay, so I will talk about, I'm gonna say my opinion about that, guys, after reading the announcement of Rick Aarons or Richard Aarons, the CEO of GameQbator Labs. So this is what he posted on the website. In the GameQbatorLabs.com, they posted an announcement. It's a partnership announcement between GameQbator Labs and MetaZoo. And it says, letter to the MetaZoo community. I was lucky enough to join Wizards of the Coast under the guidance of Peter Atkinson at the dawn of Magic the Gathering. Through tournaments, conventions, magazines, and more, Magic found thousands of people who loved it. Some of those people are still playing today, and they have millions of new people to play with. Together, we popularized the trading card game as it is known today by believing in the gathering. the meeting of gamers in hobby spaces. In 2002, I joined a Pokemon company where I'm blessed to spend nearly 2 decades as executive vice president working with some of the best to deliver another beloved trading card game, Pokemon TCG. I watched Pokemon TCG take the world by storm when it hit the US, pull back in the mid 2000s, and then find its footing and grow to become the most beloved entertainment property in the world. For me, Pokemon has always been about fun, incredible quality, and never ending dedication to the TCG industry and its growth globally. From my experiences, I learned the importance of several things, but above all, I learned the power of humanity to deliver games that matter. At GameQbator Labs, humanity is not just an influence, it's our whole objective. In many ways, we are new. Our name is likely new to you. Our team is working in this combination for the first time, and today we are announcing that MetaZoo TCG will be our first product to come to market. But in many more ways, we are familiar. Our game designers have built many of the most beloved TCG properties in the world. Our team members have spent hundreds of years collectively living and breathing cards in games alongside you. We have piloted card concepts through every stage of production and every phase of the developing trading card culture so far. We are looking forward to taking everything we've learned and putting it behind a property that we believe in, MetaZoo. Cryptids are a global presence with deep regional ties. Billions of people have heard the stories and purport to have experienced them firsthand. The power of their stories is at the heart of human storytelling. We are happy to announce that our first MetaZoo product will be a new original trading card game available in first quarter of 2025. This base set will be the first of several planned expansions that begin to develop the world of MetaZoo. Join the community on Discord, discord.gg/MetaZoo, Rick Aarons, CEO / caster of GameQbator Labs. So there you go. That means MetaZoo will be managed by GameQbator Labs and with partnership of MetaZoo. So that means GameQbator Labs is just a partner. Okay, so they're not the one who bought it, but they made a company, MetaZoo, to buy MetaZoo. Okay, so now they said that they have a new base set. So that means all of the set or previous sets are all garbage. Does that mean that they're already useless? For me, they are not useless. Okay, that's gonna be sought after by collectors. Imagine, guys, like probably these players are thinking that maybe because it's not playable, I can't play it with a new base set. I can't, I can use it. I can't use it in the tournaments. And for me, it's just similar to something that you ban, cards that you ban from the previous sets. And they are now what I think I can call it vintage. Okay, vintage. You can play those sets all together by themselves, right? And also, I'm not sure if they're gonna allow those cards from the previous sets to the new set. But if not, that's okay, because this is gonna be for collectors. Okay, this of course players, they can also play, but on those vintage sets. So we can call it vintage set, just like Magic the Gathering. They have vintage Magic the Gathering. You can play Black Lotus, the Soul Ring, whatever that was banned. See, so you can play with your mates, and then I'm not sure. Probably people will gonna have another format that can use those old sets, you know. So the print runs, of course, there are many, like 25K for first edition, 50,000 for Nightfall, 100,000 for second edition, and 100,000 for Wilderness. So if you sum it all, I think the print run's gonna be something like more or less is about 800 to 1 million boxes. And there are reports that the inventory is still there. Like some of the that sets have been in the warehouse of MetaZoo, and then they are going to release that. But they had also sold some of those before the purchase of MetaZoo, so they're selling it. But this is gonna be sought after by collectors, just like the alpha, beta of the Magic the Gathering, alpha, beta, limited, unlimited, and then the revised. So, and all those old cards, some of them are banned, some of them are deemed useless, but you can use it for other format. Okay, so the new base set of MetaZoo is going to be a new one, but I don't think that this the CEO will have it a totally different from the MetaZoo. It's going to be, the artwork is going to be probably, it's just a bit different, but not totally different. Okay, they will just tweak a bit, maybe some format of the cards, but I don't think they're gonna change it, because if they're gonna change it, guys, it doesn't don't make sense buying it for 2 million, buying the IP. Maybe they are buying the IP of MetaZoo just for the cryptids, but it doesn't make sense because you have to market it again. The first few sets, the previous ones are already marketed and people love it, and then I don't think they're gonna change it. They won't. So we're gonna see on the first quarter of 2025 if my prediction is correct. My prediction is they gonna let it, the artworks are the same, almost similar, or probably the same, and then they're gonna have new cryptids maybe after the set of, what was the last set? I forget the last set, but the next one, okay? Because there are more other sets that will come that was already in the roadmap of MetaZoo of Mike Waddell. So he already had a roadmap until 2027. So that was like cryptids in Southeast Asia, in Europe, the Grimm brothers. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good set, guys. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like a total different or not, but I am quite positive that it's gonna be the same. Okay, same or a little bit tweaked. All right. So that's my prediction. So I hope they're gonna preserve the nostalgia of the previous sets. Okay, and then the Rainbow Falls, and then the how you call it, reverse holo, something like that. So yeah, it's gonna be a good set, and I'm about 60% they're gonna change the way the game flows. Okay, it's gonna be a different, probably they were gonna tweak the game itself, because I can see that there's some fourth wall, something like that. So it's a bit negative from the feedback of other players. They don't want fourth wall, something like that, bringing sticks. If you have this, you will win, something like that. So if you have this, you're gonna power up your cryptids, something like that. So I don't think they're gonna stick with that. Maybe they have to tweak it a bit, and because GameQbator Labs have a lot of game developers there, and they are already experienced with other TCGs, so they're gonna tweak that and have better set. Then The PR, well, Emily Aarons is good at that, because you can see his LinkedIn. She's oh sorry, she's good in the international, what was that? I forgot the I think the publishing, the PR, marketing, something like that. So she's really good at that, and then their experience. And Richard Aarons have a lot of contacts. I'm quite sure that he has a lot of contacts with publishers, printers, and best printers in the world because of Magic the Gathering. So this set is gonna be good, and I'm sure if I have the opportunity, I'm gonna buy the first set of MetaZoo. It's in the first quarter of 2025, and I think it's gonna be around February or March, something like that, because they're gonna, prepare all the illustrations and put the artworks in the card, and the printing is gonna be for about 2 months. But Richard Aarons is already seasoned seasoned for that thing, so he can manage that well, and the delivery of that to the LGS. And I think he's gonna talk to those LGS that had been in contact with MetaZoo, and I'm sure the the problem was the management, right? So the management by Mike Waddell. So that's the problem. So now Richard Aarons is now the new manager, the management team, and he's gonna talk to this LGS, the tournament coordinators and everything. So I'm sure they're gonna come back, and maybe they're gonna talk to content creators, the one maybe some content creators that hated MetaZoo before. Maybe they can recruit them, and Pokemon creators as well. They're gonna do that. Okay, maybe we could expect more contents on December. December, to market the first quarter release of MetaZoo base set. All right, so just follow me, guys. I'm following this MetaZoo thing, so let's talk about that in Ben Talks. All right, see you next time. This is Ben Trading Cards.